favorite pony, and I am in my house, so that's why there is a fan. So I will be coming back to the channel. I regret my decision of leaving it. It really is an amazing channel and it's growing. So today I am going to be, and I apologize for my terrible drawing skills in this Show My Life video, but I am not quite the artist. So my family was a family of one. And you may be wondering, well, how did your mom have you? Oh, you may be wondering, how did your mom have you? Well, the thing is, before she had me, she was with a man, and they didn't really last together. So she got pregnant, and then they broke up right away. But she still had me. So I was born on October 27th. Yup. Whoop. Yup. On this day I was born, and I was known for having such long hair when I was a kid, and my parents would just be like, well, my mom would just be like, what? But yeah. And growing up in a cold place, I wanted to get a dog or something. I had no idea what kind of dogs there were, so my mom thought, let's just get a husky. I do not know how to draw them, but let's just pretend this is a husky. Just kidding. So anyways, we got a husky and he was guarding us. He was living in the snow, and sadly, I had to say that he didn't last for long. He was with us for 3 days until he was such a good person. He was such a good living person. Well, I like to call him a person because he was like my brother. He lived with us 3 days, and I loved him so much. I took him outside for a walk. I was attacked by a strange man, and I was just terrified and helpless. My dog came out and attacked the man, but he ended up getting cut up because the man had a knife. I ran away home and I was terrified. I had no idea what to do, and yeah, I was so scared. And the man knew where I lived, so he would visit us every day, ring the doorbell, and I would just cry of see what I brought here is a monster. We had to move. I was originally Australian, but I was born in America. So I had some generics of America. I always spoke in America because people would make fun of me for my Australian accent, but I moved back to Australia and somehow it's like this. Like, seriously, I never knew that that's what Australia looked like. But I'm sorry to whoever lived on this blob of the map. Yep, here's the map. I'm sorry to whoever who lived on this area, but apparently this is so-called Australia. Yeah, I'm just not gonna write that. um, I've always heard great things about Melbourne, but I unfortunately stayed at Sydney. This is Sydney right here. Yup. We were at the New South Wales for about like 3 years, and I had the best memories of that place. So we lived in this weird loop area where kids can easily like play around. You'd always have like barbecues and stuff. But this is where we lived, right in that house that I'm circling, and I'm okay. I'm getting a little bit off hand. We decided to get a new cat, and my mom and I went on the internet and we found this super cute white cat. Um, that has been adopted before, but we found on the street like 5 days later, and we just felt so bad for it. We went and adopted it. Meow! I never went to kindergarten, so I always had to be at the babysitter because my mom would always go out and go date this guy. She never told me about him, and I was sad. But I finally got into primary school. And Australia, this looks like a house, but anyway, in Australia, I think it's like there's primary school and then straight up high school, but I was still in the primary school, and there were people older than me, which was making me pretty sad because I didn't really know much people there. In school, I was taller than everyone, but people still called me a midget, and that really affected my feelings, even if I wasn't tall and I shouldn't have believed them. But it made me sad, and it made me want to cry every day when you can't draw a circle. But it made me so sad, and I always got D's in my tests because my teacher would give us really hard tests that didn't even need to be in there, and our teacher was so mean. She suspended me for asking my friend um, for a pencil, and I hated her. She suspended me for 5 days. I was always sad until my mom walks in with another man, and he was a different religion than us. I was taught to always speak English, but he changed us because he was actually an Arab and he was a Muslim, which I learned now is the correct religion. I don't want to get too religious because I know that you all be rude about it, but I'm just saying, being a Muslim is better. My mom was a Christian and she's always stayed as one, but my dad offered me to be one. She said she's gonna break up with him, that he's making me believe in these things, but I soon enough believed him, and I decided to become one too. My mom left us. I continued on with my dad, which was amazing. I loved him so much, and I had so many other cousins to be playing with, and I was so happy. He was from Egypt. No hate, please. But we eventually moved down to the UAE. He walked in with another woman that has already had children with another man. And I was so happy to be finally having a mom that would care about me and would not let me drop out of school that easily. And I regret every decision of dropping out of school. I honestly looked back and I just thought, like, I don't care what this teacher thinks about me. If she suspends me, that doesn't mean I should drop out of the whole school. And that's something that you should all know. So she walked in with another daughter that was older than me. I hate being the youngest one till this day because everyone calls you annoying, and I won't get into that. This is about me, not about well, yeah. And an older brother who was like so much older, me in his 16th years. My parents had a wedding at the beach and we enjoyed it. Sorry this is like a kid's drawing, but I am still a kid. I don't know how to draw! I started getting more into my phone. And as you can see, I'm still young. But anyways, I started getting more into my phone and I finally bought a Galaxy phone. Now, I don't really like them, but I mean, it's what I had to deal with until I became older. So my friends would be so rude and bully me. And once I came home crying and so upset that my parents got me an iPhone 6. Okay, you might think it was pretty awesome to be sad, huh? But no, it really made me sad. I look like a fish! I'm bad at drawing! Though my first mom that raised me came back. She told me that I was related to this girl. I'm not gonna expose her real name, but her real name is not Rachel. She's just giving this name because she's not ready to expose her name, but a lot of people call her Rachel from past schools and for now. And she told me that I'm related to my new dad's family and related to her. So my voice isn't like a little sweet girl. It's actually near Rachel's voice. People might think we're the same person, but honestly, like, we are not the same person. Why would we even do that? Like, that is such a lifeless thing to do. She once added me to a community group of her school, and we were not in the same school or the same class. So she just added me to the group for fun, and it was just a community group for her classmates. I was so happy, and I was such a nice person on there until I made a silly mistake that led into big things. I didn't know that they don't allow swearing. I just told them like the F word and stuff. I thought they were all gonna take it as a joke, but turns out that they were too religious and I was too different for them. As I already said, I was a Christian before and I was turned into a Muslim. I didn't know that they didn't allow that. So then they started bullying me and saying that I'm a dumb person. After a couple hours of fighting, they all bossed up on me. I left the group. I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this anymore. So I left the group and Rachel started getting bullied. And I felt so bad for her. They kept saying that we are the same person. And I just wanted to disappear because I don't like copying people and they are just accusing us of being the same person. And to the people who are watching the video and saying that we are the same person, we are not. So just leave us alone, stop bullying us. And I'm just not gonna expose her real name, but she has blue hair from the bottom, and she's like the sweetest girl. She's said to stop bullying my cousin, and we were happy. Her people from her class found out my number, and they started bullying me even more, and I just wanted to disappear and die. I had no idea what's happening, and they're all saying I'm still the same person, but Rachel gave me the heads up and told me they're entitled to their own beliefs. If they don't want to believe, then they probably think we're just some lifeless people who don't even have any siblings or anything. And I believed her. We both sounded similar, but that doesn't mean we are not cousins or we're the same person. I was so sad, but Rachel was kind enough to get my heads back up. So I thank you so much for bringing us up to this level where we're actually being noticed by people in the world. And please don't hate on us. I know like we shouldn't really listen to the haters, but I don't like haters and they just make me feel bad and I feel bad pretty easily for them. I don't expose my real um, accent or anything. I don't expose that I'm Australian to anyone. I mean, I don't expose stupid things, but now that you know that I'm Australian, I'm gonna try and get that back in, mate. um, Rachel always like I accept it, but she always makes fun of me of having a Australian accent. She copies me, and it kind of offends me, but it's in a funny way. And yeah, I thank you also so much for how happy you made me, even if we're not that famous. But yeah, bye. And a question. Why is it not loading? I want to get the game and it's not working for me. I'm so angry.